my take on that, Peter, is at multiple levels. I thought that it was extraordinarily inappropriate for him in a press conference like that to contradict the director of CDC, as opposed to saying, it's a complicated issue, and I think I'd like to sit down and discuss this with the people from the CDC. And then what has happened is that, he's a smart guy, no doubt about it, but he tends to cherry pick data. And for every time he says that, I can show you a paper, some of which have just literally come out in the past few days, that show that this issue of, if you look at antibodies that people developed against coronaviruses that are common cold, they don't cross-react with COVID-19 virus. Also, T cells that people develop back then, if you look, they don't seem to be reactive. So they're all, you got to be really careful, because there are papers that are out there that are inherently contradicting to each other. But if you look at some of the analysis that came out, some papers literally within the last week or so, that most epidemiologists feel that with a degree of wiggle room that you need to do, that you cannot assume that we are even anywhere near herd immunity right now in the United States. And the point that the CDC and Bob are trying to make is that we have plenty of vulnerable people in the United States. So we have a long way to go to get to herd immunity. And by a long way, what are the implications of that? The implications of that, if you are not attentive to people getting infected because you say, well, we're almost on our way to herd immunity, look where letting people get infected has gotten us now. 200,000 deaths, 6.9 million infections. So, just the data speak for themselves.
And yeah, I was struck by it. And I was also almost more upset that a neuroradiologist was trying to tell the whole country about immunology. It's not his field.